be learning to use on Onshape is the sweep feature. So let's say you have a curvy line that you want to take a circle and make into a 3D cylinder. But obviously our cylinders extrude in a straight manner, perpendicular to their base. But if you had a curvy line, it wouldn't go in a straight line. And for that, the extrude feature would be difficult to use. So that's where sweep comes into play. So the sweep feature looks as it does right here. And you can see their 2D figure was a curvy line, and they have a circle that they took at the base and basically extruded along the line. So you can hover over it to read their description, but that's our goal for today. So the first step into creating your sweep is obviously to create a sketch, as all 3D figures start as a 2D shape. So I'm going to be using the right plane. So go ahead and use your spline feature to create a spaced out line that you know you can sweep upon. And so I'm going to double click and finish my spline. And once you're done with your sketch, as always, create the green check mark. Okay, so you can rotate around to see just how your spline looks. But the next step is to create the actual surface that we're going to be sweeping. And so as they show in this diagram, which is what we're aiming to do, they've basically used sweep on a circle, and we're going to try to do the same thing. But obviously, if we put our circle on this bottom plane right here, or what's labeled as the top plane, it's not going to be able to sweep through just because it doesn't connect to the original dot. So if you click on the right plane, you'll be able to see the difference in the lengths. This is our top plane, and this is where our spline begins. If we put our circle on the top plane, there's no way for them to connect, which is why we need to create a second plane touching this point. So to do that, we're going to touch the plane feature right here. And it's going to be offset, which basically means it's based off of the top plane. So click on your right plane so you can see the alignment, and you can use the manual feature to bring it down until it looks around the point. It's okay if it's a little bit less or a little bit more. Try to get it as close as possible. You can zoom in to achieve this. There's always the option of typing in the offset distance as well. So once you've created your plane, go back to your right view, and we're going to start by creating our circle. So now that we have our plane, select this view and rotate around until you know that you can match it with this point here, because that's where we're going to be beginning our circle. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm already selected on this plane 1, and then I'm going to create a sketch. And as you can see, it's built off of plane 1. So the next step is to create a circle, because that's the feature that we're trying to sweep. So zoom in until you know the center of the circle is around that point that you started off with your spline. And so this is our circle. If you want to dimension it or create a specific radius or diameter, go ahead and do so using the dimension feature, which is right here. And I'm going to be making my radius 0.5, which means my diameter will be 1 inch. Oh, and so if you were to do that, it might change the location of your circle. So I might go ahead and undo that. But okay, there we go. That is the base for our circle. So once you're finished with creating your sketch, click the green check mark as always, and rotate around just so you can see the alignment of the circle. So right now, it's very clear that the circle and this point have a correlation, and so that will allow us to use the sweep feature on this 2D figure. So now the next step is to use the sweep feature. So click the sweep button, and the face that you're going to be sweeping is obviously that circle that you selected, and the sweep path will be the line that you created. So now you have your first sweep, and it should look something like this figure over here. It's basically a curvy cylinder. So click the green check mark to finish off your sweep, and go ahead and view your new sweep. This can be done with a lot of different types of 2D sketches as well. So you could even create a circle and do the same thing to create a torus or donut. You could make a heart shape, absolutely anything. As long as it doesn't end up intersecting itself, Onshape will let you do that. Bye!